Let me tell ya about this all right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life.
Offset is not doing okay at all. Cardi B just went live and dropped a bombshell that's got fans seriously worried. She said Offset's been blowing up her phone with desperate messages, telling her he can't live without her, and even making disturbing threats about hurting himself if she doesn't break it off with a man named Pond. Yeah, Pond. What started off as another messy breakup has spiraled into straight-up chaos. Cardi's trying to keep her peace, but Offset's emotional breakdown is turning everything upside down. And what's scary, this might only be the beginning. Offset's public image always flips between wild and carefree, but this situation, it's hitting different. Things took a dark turn back in late March 2025 when Cardi B went live on X and left everybody shook. She revealed that Offset had been sending her deeply troubling texts, not just begging to get back, but straight up saying he'd end it all, even dragging her down with him if she doesn't comply.
For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life.
Now here's the wild part. This all hit fans like a slap in the face coming from Offset, a man who had spent months pretending like he was over it. He was moving like he didn't care who Cardi was with or how she was living her life, acting ice cold in public, like none of it fazed him.
Hey, we had what's up, Twin? Drew. What's up? Cut the light on. Cut the light on. Yeah, man. I just want to let y'all folks know we having know what I mean? It's here. I'm going up out of this though. Y'all live with that.
But behind the scenes, whole different story. According to Cardi, what's been going on in private ain't just emotional, it's obsessive, relentless, and borderline disturbing. She says the texts and calls didn't just happen once during a breakdown, they've been non-stop. Non-stop, unhinged, and low-key scary. It's giving control, it's giving can't let go. But the way Offset's been so silent online, people thought he was unbothered. Turns out, that silence might have been covering something much darker. And Cardi's not keeping quiet about it anymore. One of the most shocking parts, Cardi says she actually hit up Offset's new girl. Yup, Melanie Jada, the model who was recently seen in Dubai with Offset, dropping bags during a luxury shopping spree. Cardi claims she forwarded Offset's disturbing messages to Melanie, not to start drama, but to warn her, a real wake-up call. But Offset, he snapped. Cardi said he totally lost it when he found out what she did. And this meltdown came right after he allegedly pulled a dirty move of his own, sending revenge-type explicit content to Stefan Diggs, who Cardi's been linked to lately. The double standards were loud and nobody missed them. But even more disturbing, the alleged harassment didn't stop. Cardi opened up and painted a gut-wrenching picture of the past few months, saying Offset's behavior goes way beyond petty ex drama. According to her, things get especially dark whenever she travels. That's when Offset reportedly starts spamming her with voice notes. Not the kind begging for love back, but cruel, cutting ones full of insults meant to tear her down. Cardi said some of the messages were straight up humiliating, laced with stuff no one should ever have to hear, especially from someone who once claimed to love her. Worse, she claims Offset would randomly FaceTime her while he was with his new girl, just to mess with her head. Imagine that, using someone else to provoke pain, like it's some twisted game. That's next level manipulation, and Cardi says she's exhausted.
That was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having sex. That's the type of I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes, trying to put my self-esteem to the ground, and I'm so tired of it.
You can hear the hurt in her voice. She didn't sugarcoat it. She called it what it is, emotional abuse. Cardi said it's been months of obsessive voicemails, revenge tactics, and nonstop psychological warfare that's broken her down piece by piece. If this all sounds wild, it actually ain't coming out of nowhere. Cardi had already been dropping major red flags way back in January. She publicly accused both Offset and his own mama of robbing her. Yup, you read that right, his mama. The details were fuzzy, but the energy behind her words, heavy. Something was clearly boiling under the surface. Around that same time, Cardi also said Offset was falling back from their kids. She claimed he skipped holiday time with their children, but still made time to show up all smiles for his other kids, handing out expensive gifts like nothing was wrong. Fans started asking the real questions. Was this just bad parenting, or was Offset trying to hit Cardi where it hurt the most? At this point, everything's pointing in one direction. Control, the non-stop messages, the mind games, the strategic neglect. Offset's behavior doesn't just seem messy, it's starting to look calculated. Cardi's fans aren't staying quiet either. A lot of them are calling this what it is, coercive control, and it fits. The guilt trips, the nasty voicemails, the constant flip between sweet apologies and full-blown attacks. It's all part of a twisted cycle that's got Cardi drained and fighting for her peace. So here's what really set it all off. Stefon Diggs. Offset ain't just heartbroken that Cardi moved on, he's furious. And the fact that she's now being linked to someone high profile like NFL star Stefon Diggs, that's what reportedly sent him completely over the edge. Sources say Offset couldn't handle it. He started blowing up her phone, begging her to end things with Diggs. But when she didn't cave in, that's when things got real dark. The messages took a disturbing turn, the threats got worse, and now the whole world is watching Offset spiral like never before. People close to the situation claim Offset's been pleading nonstop, asking Cardi to forgive him, promising to change, saying he's ready to be better, begging her not to finalize the divorce. But Cardi, she's not buying it. She's heard it all before. Let's not forget, in 2020, she already filed for divorce after he cheated. And even then, she took him back. She gave him another shot, tried to rebuild something for their family, but by the end of last year, it was obvious. Nothing had really changed. Now, it's not just about cheating, it's about absence. Emotionally, financially, and as a father. Cardi says she's been left to hold it all down alone, paying the school fees, covering security, handling the childcare, everything. Meanwhile, Offset couldn't even show up for his own kids. Not one event, not one visit. Cardi B is done. No more second chances, no more fake apologies, no more getting dragged into the same pain she's already fought her way out of. She's made it clear. Offset hasn't changed, and she's not falling for the same game twice.
I know it's not his team. I know it's his. Gonna tell the Breakfast Club, the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a pussy, nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die slow, nigga.
This divorce, it ain't just legal paperwork. It's her way of saving herself, her kids, and her peace. But Offset, his latest meltdown is hitting a level that's impossible to ignore. What started off as heartbreak is starting to look like a full-blown breakdown. The trigger? A photo of their son, Wave, rocking braided hair that looked just like Stefon Diggs, the NFL player rumored to be Cardi's new man. That innocent pic sent Offset over the edge, and instead of handling it privately, he exploded online. He jumped on X, posted a flurry of angry rants, threw out veiled threats, and even hinted at violence. In one now deleted post, he wrote, "If somebody died for playing with my son, call me the Crash Show." Yes, he really said that. But this ain't just about some braids. That picture, it hit a nerve. It was a sign that another man might be stepping into a role Offset once had, not just as Cardi's partner, but as a father figure to their son. That one image represented a shift, and Offset couldn't handle it. And to make it worse, the internet broke after a now viral clip showed Cardi twerking on Stefon while he playfully slapped her behind. That viral video of Cardi and Stefon, it broke something in Offset, for real. While Cardi and her new man looked carefree, smiling, and all booed up, Offset was out here crashing out, losing control, spiraling, and doing whatever he could to remind the world he still mattered in Cardi's life. But truth is, the energy's shifted. People are watching now, and everything feels different. Behind the scenes, it only got messier. Cardi says Offset's behavior became more disturbing by the day. One moment he's begging for her back, the next he's threatening her with dark, twisted texts. So what did Cardi do? She forwarded the messages straight to his new girl, Melanie Jada, the model who had just been seen flexing in Dubai with him on a luxury shopping spree. Offset, lost his mind, he was livid, but Cardi stood 10 toes down. Why? Because according to her, Offset had already crossed a line way worse, sending revenge, explicit material to Stefan Diggs in a jealous rage. That's not love, that's calculated damage. And it didn't stop there. Cardi revealed that every time she travels, Offset spirals. She says he bombards her with voice notes. Not sweet messages, but cruel, degrading ones designed to break her spirit over and over. This wasn't one bad night. This was months of psychological warfare dressed up as fake remorse, and the emotional toll, devastating. In a raw and brutally honest space session, Cardi finally said it out loud. This marriage drained her in every way, emotionally, mentally, physically. But clearly, nothing changed. And Cardi finally hit her limit. She didn't sugarcoat it either. She said straight up, I was going to end up going to jail because I was going to end up killing him. Seriously, with my bare hands. That kind of raw honesty hit fans like a punch to the chest. It wasn't heartbreak, it was survival. And suddenly, people started seeing Offset's behavior for what it really was, control. And just when everyone thought he might finally cool off, Offset disappeared. Poof, he deactivated both his Instagram and X accounts. No goodbye, no explanation, just vanished. But that silence, it didn't scream peace. It screamed emotional breakdown. Sources close to the situation say Offset's been spiraling behind closed doors, struggling hard with the fact that Cardi and Stefan Diggs might actually be building something real. And the idea that it's too late for him to fix anything, that's eating him alive. But if you thought it couldn't get messier, oh, it did. What shocked everybody was that in the middle of all this chaos, Offset had the nerve to request child support. Yes, you heard that right. Despite Cardi being the one paying for everything, from private school tuition to round-the-clock security to full-time childcare, Offset's the one asking for money. Cardi's sitting on an estimated $80 to $100 million, while Offset's worth maybe $30 million on a good day. And yet, he still had the nerve to walk into court asking for more. Word on the street is, the judge granted them joint custody, but gave primary residence to Cardi for the kids' stability. And the irony, nobody missed it. How's Offset asking for child support when, according to Cardi, he hasn't even been there? Not emotionally, not financially, not physically. She's been calling him out publicly, loud and clear. She says he's ghosted their kids, dipped out on the real work, and only pops up when the cameras are on. While Cardi's out here stacking chart toppers, juggling solo motherhood, and dodging nonstop media pressure, Offset's more focused on looking like a dad than actually being one. Cardi even shaded him hard, saying fatherhood ain't about flashy Instagram captions or birthday shoutouts. It's about showing up. And by that standard, she says he's failed over and over. This marriage didn't just break overnight. It eroded, slowly, quietly. Cardi opened up about the emotional labor she carried behind the scenes, the way she tried to keep up appearances, protect the image, and most importantly, shield their kids from the chaos. But let's be real, the internet isn't fully siding with Cardi on this. Some folks still believe Offset's meltdown is coming from a place of real pain. They say his public spiral isn't about control, it's about regret. They think he's genuinely heartbroken, not manipulative. And then there's the messy speculation surrounding Cardi's timeline with Stefan Diggs. That's where things get murky. Some fans are convinced there was overlap, that Cardi and Diggs may have started their thing before she and Offset were officially done. Back when Cardi was 8 months pregnant, people were already whispering that she and Stefan were quietly involved behind the scenes. And when DJ Academics jumped in talking wild, saying these industry girls be paying dudes to be with them, and even claiming Diggs smashed other rappers' girls, it only threw gasoline on the fire. So now people are wondering, maybe Offset's pain runs deeper than just heartbreak. Maybe to him, this isn't just about loss, it's about betrayal. But here's the thing, even if that's true, even if there was some blurred line during the breakup, most people agree, Offset has taken it way too far. The threatening texts, the public tantrums, the alleged revenge content is no longer about love lost. It's starting to look like full-blown coercive behavior. Now while Cardi and Stefan Diggs keep popping up together, laughing on yachts, holding hands at fancy events, and looking completely unbothered, Offset is getting dragged online, hard. Folks are accusing him of using mental health struggles as a weapon to guilt Cardi, control her, and twist the narrative. And honestly, a lot of people just aren't buying it anymore. Not because they don't believe Offset might be hurting, but because the timing is just too convenient. The sudden breakdowns, the angry posts, the silence followed by chaos. It's giving less heartbroken man and more desperate for control he doesn't have anymore. Let's not forget, Cardi gave him plenty of chances. She stayed, forgave, and tried again, over and over. But now, That door is not just closed, it's locked, and not out of spite, out of self-preservation. This isn't just about moving on with a new man. For Cardi, it's about finally choosing herself, choosing her kids, choosing peace. And the internet has been loud with support. One user wrote, "Offset ain't hurt. He's just mad he lost the control and doesn't know how to act." Another said, "Men like him don't love you. They just don't want anyone else to." And someone else dropped the hammer. Sending revenge content to your ex and the mother of your kids, that's the goofiest thing I've seen in 31 years. So now I gotta ask you, what do you think? Is Offset really spiraling from heartbreak? Or is this just another twisted move to keep hold of a woman who finally found the strength to walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tea, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it.